Hello again. So this is part 2 of hip activation and release. So in part 1 we looked quite a little bit at our activation of our hip muscles, so kind of activating those glute muscles and also our abdominals. So for this we're going to do it through a little flow sequence. There's going to be a little bit of activation, but there's going to be a lot of opening and releasing toward the end of the last couple of sequences. Okay, so we're going to base it again around our sun salutation and then add multiple variations onto that. So I guess it's important to note, so yes, we want to have openness in our hips. Okay, we want to release into our hips, but if we're too open or we're too released into our hips, we're going to literally clunk out of the joints, okay, and we're going to develop that sway. For some people, Marilyn Monroe maybe, that's a good thing for the look, but over time you're going to be wearing into the joints, so you really don't want that sway happening. You get a lot, again, I think I mentioned this before, where people might hold a baby and they're kind of swaggering into one hip, so they're wearing down into that joint and they're weakening this joint as well. So we want to get rid of that, basically that sway in the hips. So we want to activate our hip stabilizers in order to do that. But at the same time, we don't want them to be overactive or hyperactive, or else we're literally not going to get any sway at all. So we'll be walking around like John Wayne or like a penguin. Okay, so not good either. So we want to get a balance between the two of them. And there's a really thin line, and for different people, that line can go either way. Okay, so it's very specific. You need to listen to your own body, what feels good, what you need to work on. Particularly when we go into the deeper hip openers, you're not fighting the openness, okay? So you're just going to a point where you feel a little release, and then you're allowing the body and the breath to take you a little bit further. So you're never forcing that openness into the body, okay? It's something that develops over time. With the activation, again, that's something that develops over time. If we spend a lot of time with lazy glutes, it's going to take a hell of a lot of time to get them to activate again. Okay, so it's just true little sequences like these where you're gently flowing into the muscles, but it's a slow movement. So we're not just pendulum affecting our body through these poses. We're really focusing on what muscles working here, what muscles lengthening here. How am I going to make that feel a little bit better? Do I need to activate my core a little bit more? Do I need to draw my inner thighs together? So I want you to be super conscious of what you're actually doing in this flow and not just copying me and flowing through it. Okay? So with that said, we're going to start at the front of the mat. Again, really grounding all the corners of the feet into the mat. We're going to bring the hands to heart center, roll the shoulder blades back together down the spine. Engage the core, so really important of keeping that core engaged for this whole practice. And just checking in where the breath's at here. So we should be nice and warmed up from our part 1, where we did our lovely sun salutations. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, rise up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, fold. Stepping right foot back to lunge, dropping right knee down. Inhale, both arms up in line with the ears. It's almost like we're holding the globe here. We're pressing that globe together, but our hands aren't quite getting together. I want you to activate your core here, so we're not coming into a full back bend. As we inhale center, we're going to exhale the right arm forward, left arm behind, and we're going to open the whole front of the body here, coming into a nice twist. We might take our gaze back toward that left hand, see if we can rotate that left shoulder back a little bit more. And you should be feeling this into your left hip, into your glute here as well. Inhale back to center. Exhale, right arm back, left arm forward and open. Again, lovely openness into the left inner thigh here. Inhale back to center. Exhale it left. Inhale back to center. Exhale it right. Inhale back to center. Exhale it left. Inhale back to center. Exhale it right. 2 more. Last one. inhale back to centre, exhale it forward. We're going to step back to plank here, holding it for 3, for 2, and 1. We're going to drop down onto the right knee, bringing that right foot parallel to the front of the mat. We're going to draw that left outer blade of the foot down, keeping the right hand grounded into the mat, stacking the joints. We're going to inhale that left arm up, and as we exhale, we're going to reach that left arm overhead, brushing the arm to the ear as much as we can, working that left shoulder back, pressing into the outer blade of that left foot and pressing that left hip up toward the ceiling. Gaze might come out in front of those fingertips for 3, for 2, and 1. Left hand comes back to meet right, back onto the ball of both feet. We're going to step it back into plank again for 3, for 2, and 1. Exhale, knees, chest into the mat, rolling forward, untucking the toes, pressing the heart open. Exhale, tucking the toes, downward dog. Again, taking advantage of our downward dog, just walking it out into those hamstrings, into those lower legs, keeping the hips nice and high. We're going to inhale, right leg up, looking forward. We're going to step the right foot outside the right hand, and we're going to drop that left heel down. We're going to walk both hands over to the left corner of the mat, so coming out at about 45 degrees, and then we're just going to rest the head down. If that's a little bit too intense, we can always get our block, place our hands onto the block just to give ourselves a little bit more lift at any level. So we're keeping the back nice and long. I want you to focus on drawing those inner thighs together like we did in part 1, almost like they're magnetized toward each other. So we should feel this into the right hip, but also into the hamstring and into the glute. Pressing into the outer blade of that left foot and really releasing those shoulders. For 3, for 2, and 1. Hands come back to centre, stepping that right foot back and walking it out again in our downward dog. So feeling that little bit of extra space into the right hip here. Come to stillness, inhale, right leg up, looking forward, stepping right foot into lunge, left foot to meet it, exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up through centre, hands extended up. Exhale, swan dive, fold. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, fold. Stepping left foot back to lunge, dropping left knee down. Inhale, both arms up in line with the ears. Exhale, right arm comes back, left arm comes forward. We're pressing that right foot into the mat and the ball of the left foot. Gaze can go back over those right fingertips. We're really trying to open that chest back. For 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale at centre, exhale at left. Inhale at centre, exhale at right. Inhale at centre, exhale at left. Inhale centre, exhale at right. Last one, centre. Inhale, centre, exhale, release. Stepping that right foot back to meet left, holding it here in plank. For 3, for 2, and 1. Dropping left knee down this time. Coming left foot parallel to the front of the mat. Pressing that right outer blade of the foot into the mat. And just adjusting yourself so that shoulder is over the wrist. Tucking the bum in, tucking the hips forward. So the bum's not sticking out here. We're pressing the hips forward, engaging that core. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, reach it overhead, maybe looking toward those fingertips. Trying to lengthen the right hand side of the body and press those right hips up toward the ceiling. For 3, for 2, and 1. Right hand comes back, left foot swivels round. Coming back into our plank for 3, for 2, and 1. Exhale, knees, chest into the mat, rolling forward, untucking the toes. Exhale, tucking the toes, Downward dog, walking it out. Inhale, left foot up, looking forward, stepping left foot to the outside of that left hand, swiveling onto the outer blade of that right foot, so left knee is stacked over the ankle. We're going to reach both hands to the right corner of the mat, or coming out at about 45 degrees. Resting the head down, using the block if you need to. So it's always good to have two blocks at the front of the mat, so we're not spending much time switching between props and wondering where they need to be. Again, a nice big book will do the job as well. We're drawing those inner thighs toward each other, so really activating those inner thighs. Feeling that strength in that left leg, pressing away into the outer blade of that right foot, externally rotating that right leg. Protecting those knees for 3, for 2, and 1. Walking the hands back to centre. We're going to step that left foot back to meet right, walking it out in our downward dog. Again, feeling that little bit of space into the left hip this time. Inhale, left leg up, looking forward, stepping left foot into lunge, right foot to meet it, exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to your centre, hands extended up, exhale, hands to heart. Taking a moment here in our standing pose, checking in how the body feels. Does it feel balanced? Am I developing little niggles within the body? So just be conscious of them, noticing them once there's no pain. We're going to go for a round 2 when you're ready. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, swan dive, fold. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, fold. Stepping right foot back to lunge, dropping right knee down. Inhale, both arms up in line with the ears. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm behind. From here, we're going to drop that left hand to reach toward that left calf. And we're going to look up toward that right arm, maybe drawing it back, but keeping the core engaged. Feel a lovely stretch along the right hand side of the body and into the front of that right hip. For 3, for 2, and 1. Bringing it back to left. Inhale at centre, exhale at right. Inhale centre, exhale at left. Inhale centre, exhale at right. Inhale centre, exhale at left. Inhale centre, exhale, really drawing that right arm back. Last one. Inhale, centre, exhale, release. Left foot comes back to meet right, again holding it here in plank. Trying to get our little plank core engagements in wherever we can. For 3, for 2, and 1. Dropping right knee down, right leg swivels, left foot comes grounded. Inhale that left arm up, exhale, extend it out in front. And we're drawing that arm to touch toward the ear, looking out toward those fingertips, tucking the hips forward, engaging that core. So we're activating that glute here to get that little tuck in the hips. For 3, for 2, and 1. Left hand comes back to the right, swivel it around, back into our plank. Again, nice strong plank, checking in with those alignments. For 3, for 2, and 1. Exhale, knees just chin to the mat, rolling forward, untucking the toes, pressing the heart open. Exhale, tucking the toes, downward dog. Inhale, right leg up, looking forward, stepping right foot outside the right hand, dropping that left heel down, walking those hands to the left corner of the mat, coming out at a 45. Really pressing the ground away here, or the block if you're using it. Pressing back through the hips and drawing those inner thighs together. You'll actually notice if you draw that right thigh toward the left, you feel that activation of the inner thigh, but also that openness into the hips. Relax the head and neck here. For 3, for 2, and 1. Walking the hands back to the centre. Right foot comes back to meet left, walking it out. So we're just adding each time. Inhale, right leg up, looking forward, stepping right foot into lunge, left foot to meet it. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up through centre, hands extended up. Exhale, swan dive, fold. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, fold. Stepping left foot back to lunge, dropping left knee down. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, right arm back, left arm forward. We're going to rest that right hand on the calf, extending upward through those left fingertips. So this is a little challenge in your balance here too. Really stretching that left hand side of the body, but also into the front of that left hip. For 3, for 2, keep the core engaged, and 1. Inhale at centre, exhale at left. Nearly forgot what I was doing. Inhale at centre, exhale at right. Inhale centre, exhale at left and open. Inhale centre, exhale at right. Inhale centre, exhale at left. Inhale centre, exhale at right. Inhale centre and release it down. Right foot comes back to meet left, holding it here in our plank. 3, for 2, and 1. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat, rolling forward, on tucking the toes, pressing the heart open, tucking the toes, downward dog. Nearly forgot about our opening. We're going to drop that left knee down, twisting it to the left, placing that right foot into the mat. We're going to inhale that right arm up, tucking the hips forward, exhale that right arm over the head. I'm ahead of myself today. Really extending through the right hand side of the body, so feeling that lovely stretch and pressing the hips up as much as you can. This is micro movements into the body. For 3, for 2, and 1. Right hand comes down, left foot swivels round, back into our plank, not skipping it this time. For 3, for 2, and 1. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat, little bonus cobra. Exhale, downward dog, walking it out. Inhale, left leg up, looking forward, stepping left foot outside that left hand, swiveling that right foot down, walking both hands to the right hand corner of the mat at 45. Resting the head, neck, chest fully down, but keeping that core engaged and drawing those inner thighs together. So we're pressing both feet firmly into the mat, trying to create a little bit of length into the spine here if you can, so really pressing the ground away, kicking back through those hips. For 3, for 2, and 1. Walking the hands back to centre, left foot comes back to meet right, walking it out in our downward dog. We're going to get a lot deeper in this next round, so feeling that space into that left hip here. Inhale, left leg up, looking forward, stepping left foot into lunge, right foot to meet it, exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to centre, hands extended up, exhale, hands to heart. So any variations that seem a little bit too challenging for you today, just back off, drop to a knee, take a breather, go into your child's pose. So yoga isn't about fighting through it, okay? We do enough competition in our sports, we don't need to bring it to the mat. So just leave your ego at the door and just enjoy the process, enjoy the engagement. Don't fight it. If it doesn't come today, it might come tomorrow, it might come next week. Okay, when you're ready, inhale, rise up. Exhale, swan dive, fold. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, fold. Stepping right foot back to lunge. This time, instead of dropping the knee down, we're going to inhale both arms up in line with the ears, pressing back through that heel. Holding it here, engaging the core so we're not coming into a back bend here. We're going to inhale center. As we exhale, we're going to reach that right hand forward, left arm behind. Again, you can do this with the right knee on the ground if it's just not there for you today. Again, we can drop that left hand back, reaching that right arm up, getting a little bit of a twist and opening into the body here. For 3, for 2, and 1. Back to the left, inhale it center, exhale it right and open. Inhale center, exhale it left. Inhale center, exhale it right. Inhale center, exhale it left. Inhale center, exhale it right. Last one, center, exhale it left. Inhale it center, exhale it right. Inhale center, exhale, both hands come down, stepping it back into our plank, holding it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Right knee drops down, swivel, left foot comes to the ground, inhale it up, exhale that left arm over, extending through those fingertips, pressing those left hips up toward the ceiling for 3, for 2, and 1. Left hand comes down, swivel it round, back into plank. For 3, for 2, and 1. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga to the ground. Baby cobra or upward dog. Drawing those shoulders back. Exhale, downward dog. Walking it out if you need. Inhale, right leg up, looking forward, stepping right foot to the outside of the mat, swiveling that left heel down, walking both hands to the left corner at 45, drawing those inner thighs together, so really activating those inner thighs, pressing the ground away, pressing the hips back, creating length in the spine for 3, for 2, and 1. From here, we're going to come up onto the fingertips and we're going to come right into our warrior 2. So we might need to swivel that right foot to the center of the mat. Get nice and strong in our warrior 2. So we want to get nice and low as comfortable. That right heel is bisecting that back arch. Getting into the knee here, but we don't want it to track forward. So even if you're hypermobile in the hips, I want you to draw it back, engage the inner thighs, draw them together, and keep that standing leg nice and strong. We're going to extend both arms out in line with the shoulders, nice and relaxed. And we're going to inhale, extend that front leg, bring the hands together overhead. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, extend, rise up. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior. 3 more. Gaze follows that right hand. And we're keeping that right knee tracking forward. So if you find that it's fallen to the left, draw it right back to center. Last one. From here, we're going to cartwheel both hands down. Coming onto that left knee, tucking that left toe. We're going to walk that right foot to the outside of the mat. Making sure we have our blocks here at this stage. So we might start working into a nice chest opener with our hip opener. So we're walking that left foot back as far as it's comfortable. That right knee is stacked over the right ankle, so don't want your knee coming forward. We don't want to put any pressure on the ligaments of the knee. And we can start just by pressing into the block or into the ground, working the shoulders back, feeling that space into the chest, into the front of the left hip, and right into the right hip joint. So if you want to take it out of the chest and just focus on the hips from here, move that block. We're going to walk the hands out in front, get a little bit deeper into the hips. We might come a wee bit further. We might come onto our block. We might come onto a forearm, 2 forearms, even at its higher level. Or we might come the whole way down to the ground. If we're quite close to the ground, we might hook that right shoulder and into the inner leg, just pressing out a little bit more. We might take the weight out of our head here altogether. So wherever the head and neck are at, just try and let them relax. So even if they're not touching a block, just allow it, just hang out there. We're going to hold it here for a little bit. So again, we're getting a little bit deeper into the fascia. So that's that tissue that's binding our muscles and tendons and ligaments and bones all together, and it's working in bands all throughout the body. So by us releasing the fascia within our hips, we might be actually releasing something further down that fascial chain, or maybe even further up. So those little niggles, we're just trying to access them, knead them out. Try to keep the spine long if you can, and if you do find that you're like this, I want you to come up onto your hands until your spine is long. So I do find it with students, they're so battling to get to the ground that they're all curled up like this, so this isn't doing anything. You can, even if you do that, you're not going to feel it in the hips. So we want to engage the core, lengthen the spine, and then come up. So it's not a competition of how low can you go. It's a competition of how much space I can create safely within the hips and effectively. Last few breaths here. Wherever we're at, we're going to slowly come back up onto the fingertips. We're going to get our block just to give us a little bit extra height, and we're going to place that left hand on the block. We're going to place the right hand just above the knee, and we're going to look over that right shoulder, pressing the right hand into the leg, getting an extra little twist into the spine, extra little stretch into the front of that left leg. For 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly draw it back to centre, removing the block out of the way. Tucking the left toe under and really slowly drawing that right foot back to meet left and gently walking it out in our downward dog, feeling that space in the right hip. Ooh yeah, got quite deep there into that right hip. When you're ready, inhale, right leg up, looking forward, stepping right foot into lunge, left foot to meet it, exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up through centre, hands extended up. Exhale, swan dive, fold. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, fold. Stepping left foot back to lunge. Again, staying off the knee, or if you feel you want to keep on the knee, by all means drop to that left knee. We're going to inhale, rise up. Again, engage the core. So we're not coming into a full back bend here. Pressing back into the ball of that left foot. Inhale, centre. Exhale, reaching that right hand back, left arm forward, and then we're going to rest that right hand on the leg, extending that left arm up, really challenging the balance here too. Pressing back through that left foot as much as we can for 3, for 2, and 1. Back to the right, inhale, centre. Exhale, left. We find that foot starts to swivel around. If it feels good to bring the heel down, please do. So don't twist into your knees here if it doesn't feel good. Inhale, centre. Exhale it right. Inhale, centre. Exhale it left. Inhale, centre. Exhale it right. Inhale, centre. Exhale it left. Inhale, centre. Exhale it right. One more, centre. Exhale left. Centre. And right. Inhale, centre. Exhale, release it down. Ooh. Stepping that right foot back to meet left. Holding it here in plank for 3, for 2, and 1. Dropping left knee down, swiveling it around. Right foot comes down. Inhale, that right arm up, tucking the hips forward. Exhale, right arm over, extending through those fingertips as much as we can for 3, for 2, and 1. Right hand comes down, swivel it round, back into our plank. Again, core engagement, spine lined. I have a tendency to look down, so just look out slightly in front so you're neutralising that neck. For 3, for 2, and 1. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga to the mat, keeping the elbows in, rolling forward, baby cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Walking it out a little bit. Inhale, left leg up, looking forward, stepping left foot to the outside of the mat, dropping that right heel down, walking both hands to that right corner, relaxing the head and neck, and drawing those inner thighs together. So you'll actually see my leg move back, that shin bone. If you notice, that's me drawing my inner thighs together. Pressing into the outer blade of that right foot, lengthen the spine, press back through the hips, loads of things happening here. This is a nice little one for accessing the hamstrings too. So feel that into that left hamstring. 3, for 2, again you can hold this for a lot longer, and 1. Slowly coming back to centre, engaging the core, and we're coming up for a warrior 2. We're going to shift that left foot toward the centre of the mat, again until that left heel is aligned with the arch of the back foot. Coming nice and deep and strong into that left leg if it feels good. See that knee? I want it to track forward. So if you find it's fallen inward, drawing, activating those glutes to draw that leg back out, keeping that inner thigh nice and strong, and keeping that quad active. So we don't want to put any pressure on those lovely knees. Drawing both arms out in line with the ears, shoulder blades work together, engage the core. Tuck the hips forward. Again, what happens here is bums splayed out, knees tracking in. So I want you to tuck the hips forward, check in with that knee, check in the core is engaged. Inhale, lengthen that front leg, hands together overhead. Exhale, warrior 2 lunge. Controlled. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. 3 more. Last 2. Slow, controlled movement. Last 1. From here, cartwheeling both hands down, coming onto that right knee on top of the toe, walking that left foot to the outside of the mat. Again, we're going to come into that nice deep hip opener on the other side. So we're walking that right knee back. Staying on the hands, maybe staying on a block to start with. Again, if you want to come straight into the hips, you by all means do. But if you are working on opening into the chest and upper body, it's a nice one to be able to access that as well as getting a little openness into the hips. So again, because we are focusing on the hips, we are going to draw those hands out in front. Again, we might come onto a block on our forearms. 1 forearm, 2 forearms, we might come the whole way down. But again, as I said, if you're coming all the way down and you're up like this, I see this the whole time. You're not doing anything. All you're doing is getting to the ground, okay? So come back up onto your hands. Find that alignment, find that openness, find that length in the spine. And then gradually working down. And when you start to feel the back curving, hold it there. So this is a restorative or yin pose. So the idea is over time, the fascia will open up a little bit more. So with the help of the weight of the body and the breath, you'll actually get a little bit lower into the hips, a little bit deeper. But there's no point in fighting straight for that and being in the wrong position because you're not actually accessing those hips at all. So again, listen to your body. Notice sometimes it feels a little bit more open on one side than the other. And that can just be a daily thing. It mightn't be something that happens all the time. It might just depend on what you were doing that day. It might depend on what way you slept. What work you were doing, were you sitting in the office a lot, were you on the bike for a long time? So again, maybe the little imbalances are a little bit more like something that we should keep an eye on. So if we're a little bit tight, but it's quite balanced side to side, it can just be that we're overworking. But when it starts to be a lot looser on one side than the other, that's where we have little misalignments, little imbalances that might need to be corrected. So yoga can do so much, but sometimes you might need to get a little bit of manipulation, a little bit of pelvic resetting. So again, these poses though kind of teach us what's going on in the body, but then it's up to us what we do with that information. Again, we're not battling the pose. There shouldn't be any pain, there shouldn't be any numbness, any tingling. If there is, you're just backing off nice and slowly. But if we are tight in the hips, which the majority of us are, this is going to be not the most comfortable pose. So just try to breathe with it. Let the body go with the breath. So just think about every exhale, release, let go. You actually will find yourself, just have that little mantra, release, let go, and allow yourself to relax a little bit more. Again, we could stay here for maybe anything up to 3 to 5 minutes. We're not going to stay that long today because it's more in our flow sequence, but if we were just doing a general restorative class, we'd hold, or not hold, we'd allow ourselves fall into this pose for a little bit longer. Okay, we're going to tuck the chin in, coming back up onto the hands. We'll keep that block at the centre. We're going to place our right hand on the block, left hand just above the knee, so no stress in that joint. We're just going to press that hand into the leg, drawing that left shoulder back, gaze goes back. Keeping the core engaged, but we're still going to get that lovely opening into the front of the right leg. For 3, for 2, and 1. Bringing it back to centre. Move the block, tucking that root to wander, left foot gently comes back to meet the right. So we've gone quite deep into both hips now. We should feel it. Hopefully a good feeling. And again, it's really important that we don't get competitive in these deeper poses. So we're used to fighting, going for a faster time, going for a heavier weight, whatever it is we do. In our yoga, we don't do that, okay? We let the body tell us what feels good, what feels bad. And then there is a little degree of mind control, obviously, too. That we can maybe go a little bit beyond that point, but we have control over it. Gently coming down onto the knees, keeping knees, feet together. We're going to sit back into a nice little gentle child's pose, pressing the ground away so we can draw those sit bones back toward the heels, resting the head and arms down, feeling that openness between the shoulders, and just relax the breath. If it feels better, you can always bring this into a wide-legged child's pose, so keeping the toes together, knees apart. Again, we've already gotten quite deep into the hips, so your choice. Tucking the chin in. And again, this can be combined with my deeper hip openers that I've done in previous classes. If you want to throw 1 or 2 in here at the end, maybe your frog legs, maybe your pigeon pose. But for today, we're just going to finish with a lovely supported bridge pose. So we're going to have our block. We're going to place our feet flat on the mat, drawing the heels toward the body. Feet are about hip width distance apart. We're going to tuck the hips toward the ceiling, and we're going to place that block underneath that nice little flat part of the back. So it's not underneath the arch, so we're not going into a back bend. It's not underneath the bum, so we're not getting anywhere. It's just that nice little flat bony part in between. And if you already know you're quite open into the front of the pelvis, you can always tip it up to the next level, but just make sure that you fully trust that support on the block. So you want to make sure you feel really stable in that lower back. And then we're going to extend both legs out. Allow the feet just drop out to the sides. Lift the chest, work the shoulder blades together, and then rest the arms down by the sides, palms open. Tuck the chin a little bit to release the back of the neck. And I want you to focus here on those lovely big belly breaths. So really feel that belly rise as you inhale, stretching into the front of the body, into those hips. And as you exhale, just sigh it out, release and let it go. Noticing if you feel any little niggles within the body. Maybe in an inhale, tensing into that niggle. It's a really nice one. On your inhale, just clenching the fist really tight. And then on your exhale, release it and let it go. So a nice little tense and release. So just releasing anything that's left in the body. So it might be a physical thing, it might be an emotion, it might be something that you're fighting with. Noticing where your face is at. Are you holding tension in your brow? Are you clenching your jaw? Maybe keeping the lips slightly parted to release the jaw. And just imagining your worries just literally melting off your forehead. So getting that lovely smoothness into the face. Any thoughts coming into your head, just shelve them for now, breathe them out, let them go, they'll still be there. So at this stage you should be feeling a little bit of a burning sensation almost into the front of the pelvis, feeling that heat and energy that we've managed to gather through this little sequence, and just really enjoying that release. Again, if this is all becoming a little bit too much at any stage, you can bend the knees, remove the block from underneath the back and just come into your final full Savasana. Yeah, we're not going to hold it out here for too long, but when you're doing this in your own practice, stay in your Savasana for as long as possible and really just appreciate what you've done with your body. Appreciate that new opening, that new awareness, that new activation. When you're ready, we're going to draw the arms back overhead, reaching back through the fingertips, reaching out through the toes, really stretching into every last little joint along the body. And then we're going to slowly hug the knees in toward the chest. Maybe rocking a little bit side to side, massaging that lower back into the mat. And then slowly releasing the grip. We're going to roll over onto our right hand side. Taking a couple of breaths here. So this is quite a comfortable position. This is our fetal position where we're most protected and most safe. Sometimes you just want to hang out here. This is how a lot of us sleep. Just enjoying those last couple of moments. When you're ready, we're going to press that left hand into the mat to slowly draw ourselves up the seat. Head comes up last. And we'll swivel around to the front of the mat. I'll swivel towards you. Just taking any comfortable seat, so whether that's easy cross-legged, legs extended out in front, sitting back onto the heels. We're going to open the palms to the ceiling to receive energy, or if we want to feel a little bit more grounded, we place the palms face down. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, arms out, reaching up, interlocking fingers, exhale, pressing it forward. 2 more. And then slowly pressing the hands together at heart center, closing down the eyes. And just thanking yourself for making a wee bit of space in your day to come to the mat, to look after yourself in body and in mind. And for creating some really good energy, and hopefully take that energy with you for the rest of the day and into the week ahead. Namaste. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you back on the mat really soon.